Hey, everybody.
Hi, guys.
If you want to just, count how many times April's going to cough during this.
Babe, I'm supposed to be over the cough by now.
Yeah, sorry. It's not happening.
Oh,
Anyway,
man.
subscribe right now. And we'll see you.
And I won't cough.
That's not true.
Just between you and me, there's a line, there's no tricks, ooh, there's a love.
Welcome to Just John and April, the relationship podcast, your place to level up your intimacy.
Oh, yes.
In this episode, I need some Choreplay.
Yes. Come on now.
And the word of the day. Hey, babe.
Hey,
How you doing?
I'm good. I want to know how you're doing.
I'm doing good. Just before the show, my eyes were red, but now they're fine.
Well, they're probably red. You know why they're red, right?
I do know why they're red.
So I want to know about that.
I spent several hours this morning on the golf course.
Yes.
And my eyes are still red because I forgot to take any kind of allergy medicine before I went.
Yeah, man.
Like an idiot.
I thought about that. I was like, that's why his eyes are red.
It is why.
So how'd you do? You never told me about your birthday golf outing.
So
today.
first of all, I love my
Birthday
bag.
was yesterday, but it was raining, so
Yes.
you got to play golf
I
today.
got
I need
to
to
play
know
golf
about
today.
the bag.
Okay.
I
So I'm
need
going to
to
tell you what. I'm
know
going to tell you about the bag. So the
everything.
first thing is that we went to the University of Maryland golf course. It is actually very nice.
Really?
Guess what? It is hard though.
What?
It is hard.
Wow, I didn't know that.
We hit from the golds, which people don't really know. Anyway, the golds in some golf courses are like the senior tees, but that's not what this is.
Yeah.
At all. The golds are the blacks are the tips. The golds are the next one. So I guess technically this would be like the blues at some
Okay,
courses.
okay.
So it was it was black, gold, then white, then blue at this course.
Yeah.
Um,
So
they
no red for me.
there might have been red too. Now that I think about it,
It was red
they're-
after that.
That's right. I think they were
Yes.
red. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that's red after
Okay.
that. This course had a lot of long par fours. One of the par fours, for me, it's really long. It was like 450 yards for a par four.
Wow.
And I'm saying, if you hit a good drive,
Yeah.
you've still got almost
whole
200
nother-
yards
yeah.
into the green.
Exactly.
So it was hard.
Wow.
And we walked. So we did not ride or anything like
And
that. We
you
walked
carried
all
your
18 holes.
bag,
Okay, so
your new
I decided
bag.
not to carry it.
Oh,
I decided
wow.
to push
You
my cart
wrote-
instead.
you
Let me
did.
tell you
Okay.
why. Because I brought extra stuff. I had some extra balls in there. I had some lunch because I wasn't sure if I was going to be hungry.
Yeah.
I had a water bottle. So all those things, it would have been a little too heavy. And I was like, you know what? I'm not trying to. Let me just push.
Okay.
So me and Jason used our push carts.
Yeah.
So I shot. Was that you or me?
I think that was you.
Okay. So I shot 10 over par on
Mm-hmm.
the front nine and 10 over par again on the back nine.
What?
So that's bad.
Babe.
I know. So I shot a 91. It was a par 71, and I shot 35, 45, and 46.
But you haven't been out in a while.
I haven't been out in a while, and that was a difficult course, and I walked.
So
So
that's not bad.
I'm playing it again,
And you stayed up late.
and
the
I'm
night
going to shoot
before.
85 next time.
Okay.
Definitely. And I did stay up late the night before.
You
All
did.
that. Well, it doesn't matter. The point is, it was fun. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
We finished the round in 3.5 hours. We 3 hours and 20 minutes. We started at 7:10. We were done at 10:30. So it was
Not
actually
bad at
very
all.
fast. And for walking, I mean, it was
That
very,
was
very. Oh yeah,
good.
yeah.
Well, at least you
So it
had
was
fun.
and the weather was perfect. Now
It
here's the
was
other.
nice
This is the other
today.
thing I forgot to
Very
tell you.
nice.
I forgot to tell you, because it rained so much. The course was wet pretty much everywhere, which is why we decided to walk, because we were saying it's cart path only.
Right.
When it's cart path only, you're gonna walk anyway.
Exactly.
Those of y'all that are golfers, you know,
Yeah.
you have to stay on the cart path. That's terrible. You gotta
Right.
walk to your ball every time. What's the point? So every lie was wet. Every tee box was wet. And I still loved the course.
And you wow.
they aerated the course like 2 weeks ago.
Whoa.
So it was a lot of different things.
So you probably would not have wanted to put your bag on all that wet stuff.
That's the other thing. I wouldn't want to do that, get mud all on it and stuff like that. So
But you like the bag.
I love the bag. The bag is amazing. It has, it has a little water
I
bottle
got him that for
section.
his birthday, y'all. Just so
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
She got me a tailor-made stand bag, carry bag, or whatever for my birthday.
So excited about that.
Yeah, it's great.
Your bag has never looked that nice.
That is true.
Now
And
I'm
you just
realizing
found
you
out-
haven't had good bags over the years. I didn't know that. I did not realize that.
So maybe I'll take this particular bag to this upcoming golf tournament that we're going to be going to.
And they are sponsoring us today.
They are.
They've
They
been
are sponsors.
sponsoring us for the past couple months,
They
actually.
have. Yeah.
And so we are sponsored by the Brothers and Sisters Invitation, a 4-day golf tournament at the
Legends. It's okay.
I was like,
Yeah.
Legends Resort
In Myrtle
on
Beach.
October 3rd through the 6th.
Uh-huh.
And for our listeners only, register today and add promo code CHIMES10 for 10% off. And yes, it's in Myrtle Beach.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So the beauty
you
of
can
it
do
is
more than go to the golf course. You can
That's
go to
true.
the
There's a
beach.
bunch of stuff to do on there. Go to the beach, go shopping. They got all kind of things there. It's a nice tourist attraction
It is.
town
It is.
that we used to go
We
to
used
all
to
the
go
time.
to
We
all
lived
the
down
time.
there.
We
yeah.
did.
Yeah,
I
it was
miss Myrtle
nice.
Beach, actually.
But I don't think I've ever played Legends, and it's got 4 courses on there, and 3 of them we're going to be playing during the actual tournament. So
Okay.
you got 4 days, 1 day of practice round on Sunday, and then Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday you got 3 actual tournament rounds. So it's going to be fun. Hopefully you guys are willing to come. Check it out, brothersgolf.org.
Yes.
And hopefully you can join us. All right. So today's show, we're talking about this thing called Choreplay, which is a very interesting term
It
that we did
is.
not coin. We
No, we did
found
not.
this somewhere actually, and it goes with our series. Remember, this is part 3 of our 4 pillars of total intimacy. We believe and we teach that intimacy starts way before the bedroom. I think most of us only think of it as it's associated with the physical act of sex. But
Right.
the reality is that intimacy is much more than that. And it starts way before you get to the bedroom. And so there's 4 pillars, the last of which has to do with the physical part. We'll talk about that next week. But we've already talked about the first 2. 2 weeks ago, we talked about this thing called acceptance and how important that is. Pillar number one. And the second one,
I won't joke. I won't joke
you don't
with
have
you
to
no
joke
more.
with me. The second one was communication, but
Yes.
specific. We call it resolutionary communication,
Yes,
which has to do with
resolutionary.
you communicating specifically for the attempt of resolving conflict. I guess the other one was really radical acceptance
Yes.
is what it was.
Radical acceptance.
So
Yes.
so today's one, we're calling Choreplay, but we have a really good word of the day, I think. We'll get
Yes,
into
we'll
that in a
save
second.
that.
Yeah.
But I will say, I think it's a good time to say that if you want to learn more about these things and how they build your intimacy,
Mm-hmm.
you really want to sign up for our boot camp.
That's true.
You know,
Which we have going
Yes. Mm-hmm.
right now. It's about to happen, actually. We're doing a... Sorry. That's my bad, babe.
yeah, I'm in charge of that.
You are. So this boot camp is actually a 30-day intimacy boot camp that begins September 13th and goes until October 12th. You can look it up and see. We've got some special pricing there going on right now, a little sale. In fact, it's a Labor Day
Yes,
sale that's going to be
Labor Day
happening.
sale's coming up.
Yep.
So you want to take advantage of that.
You do.
And guys, I'm telling you, this 30-day intimacy boot camp it really is relationship changing.
No question. The
I
people
mean,
that have been in it have told us
They have
they've
told
been
us, but babe, think
Yeah.
about us being involved in it.
Yeah.
Every time
You're right.
we build something.
You're right.
After-
Just by leading out,
Just by
we end
leading
up.
out, it's
Yeah.
like, wow. So imagine going through it.
That's true.
I just think that everybody should every couple, even if you're having trouble, if you're not having trouble, it's a builder regardless.
That's true.
And I think sometimes we need to just take time and just build up our intimacy.
I agree. It's
you know,
important.
at whatever level it is.
And especially right now with everybody going back to work and
things
kids
getting
going back to
busier.
school, things are busy. I know it's busy in
We've
our...
been talking about that a lot lately.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So
It's time to check in on your intimacy.
Oh,
Do it
yeah.
with us. Bootcamp.justjohnandapril.com. We'll be together live for once a week at least during that time. We have a couple other things that we throw in there as well.
and
So,
I'll try to not be coughing by then.
Yeah, maybe that water will help. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm trying to get myself together here. I've been
Okay,
dealing
babe.
with this for too long.
You have. This is like the 6th show.
And I mean, I've taken meds and stuff, and it's still not working. I don't
They're
understand.
not
what's-
real meds, though.
But I know what it is. It's because I am. It's my allergies, and
Yeah.
every time I'm away, I get better over the weekend.
Right.
And as soon as I go back to school,
Yep. You deal with it
I'm
again.
dealing with it again because I'm allergic to dust.
That's true. That make no sense, man.
And
They
the
got a lot of stuff going
renovations,
on
honey,
in
they
there.
just-
The
woo.
renovations are good, though. I'm glad they're doing
No,
them.
they look really nice.
Yeah.
But it brings out stuff that's
It
been
does.
kind
It
of
does.
dormant.
Yes. Which is a shame.
It is.
Okay, babe. So I need you to tell me about Choreplay because, so in my opinion, there are things that we talk about during this 4 pillars of intimacy that, in my opinion, I guess stereotypically, I feel like the women seem to connect with better on some of them, and this is one of them, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I don't know if you felt that way.
I do.
I felt like the ladies always connect with this particular one when we talk about chore play. And I think it's because maybe in some homes there is a lopsided nature to the distribution of responsibilities in the home. So let's
I like
explain
the way you put that.
let's explain what chore play actually is.
Okay, so chore play is basically you picking up some responsibilities that maybe you wouldn't normally do.
Yes.
In order to get your boo ready for the evening.
So
That's basically what it is.
It's a play on the word foreplay.
Right.
And we're connecting it to help people to understand that another form of foreplay is actually
Doing chores.
making your significant other's life easier
Yes.
by doing some of the things that have to make the house go.
Right.
Families, in order for them to run, you got stuff you got to do. These are things that happen all the time. We call them chores.
Yes.
And things that have to happen to make the house run. And oftentimes, one of the two feels like they're doing most of it.
Right.
And it's probably that person who would most greatly benefit from the idea
Choreplay.
of you saying, okay, let me do that for you today.
So I'm just going to tell you, I've been reading a lot about this.
Okay.
And statistics show
Yeah.
that men, specifically men,
Yes.
who do more chores than they normally would, who pick up some more chores,
Okay.
have a lot more sex than other men.
Wow.
That is statistically shown.
Man,
That's deep.
that is deep.
So if you were to pick up or take off chores off of your wife, I'm
wife's
speaking
plate.
to the husbands.
Yes.
If you pick up some of her chores
Yeah.
and begin to do them,
Yeah.
that would increase her libido.
My goodness. Lord have mercy. Okay, so is this true? So let me ask you if this actually happened in our lives. I remember there was a period of time when the kids were little.
It seems like when couples have and they're usually nowadays our friends have babies. Like
Right.
like,
Well, our kids are teenagers, but our
about to
friends
go
who are
to
the same
college,
age as us have
babies,
little
right.
kids. Yes,
So it's
that's
not
true.
just young.
That's true.
But it just seems like for some reason the wife, I guess because she bore the children and
Yes.
she's breastfeeding.
Yes,
and,
yes,
you
yes,
know,
yes.
seem to feel like they are doing more. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Preparing the meals for the baby, breastfeeding and all that kind of stuff.
Getting up in the middle of the night.
Even
Yeah.
even if your spouse gets up.
Right.
Sometimes you get up anyway.
Right.
Because, or you have to feed.
You used to. You very rarely would sleep through a feeding, even if I was the one to
I
get
know.
up.
I'd be
Just
watching
'cause
you
were-
feed.
Yeah, or you were kind of worried about it, or you wanted to make sure
Yeah.
everything was right, and that was kind of the
I
thing.
think that's just what we do as women. But anyway, I think for us, we were young.
We were.
And I don't know. I felt like, I don't know if I felt like I'm doing everything. I don't know
Right.
if I felt like that.
I don't think you ever expressed that,
I
but
didn't,
but
but
I
I
do
felt
think
something.
I do think you expressed on multiple occasions a feeling of being exhausted all the time.
Yes.
And so anytime that I was willing to help with something that you normally would do, it seemed to make you feel more loved than usual. And I was like, to me, I'm just doing what I would try to do for you in a normal situation. But it almost felt like you were more susceptible to this kind of love because of how extreme your exhaustion was and stuff like
No,
that.
seriously. And I think women across the world are exhausted. Seriously. We are exhausted.
Yeah.
When you ask a woman how's she doing, she's like, I'm tired,
I'm
y'all. I'm
tired,
tired. Women are tired.
Yeah.
And another thing that we read and we studied, babe, was that women are more tired than men.
I did. I remember you
That they
reading
actually
that.
need
Yes.
more rest.
Yes.
So if we're getting the same amount of rest as men, it's not enough.
Right.
Okay. So
Yeah.
just putting that out there, men.
That's important.
We actually are tired
Yeah.
because we're not getting enough rest
Right.
because we need more rest than you do
Right.
in order to survive.
Okay, so let me ask you another question.
So we're not surviving
Right.
because we need more rest, right?
Right.
So when our husbands say, "Oh my goodness, my wife is tired. I'm going to pick up this particular chore
Yes.
in order to allow her to go to bed earlier or
Mm-hmm.
get ready for bed earlier." That will make you feel more loved.
Okay, I agree with that. Let me ask you this though. I posted something to Facebook recently. I basically said, men, what's the one thing you wish you knew about sex before you got married? Basically, what's the one thing that happens now
Right.
that you know now that you wish you had known beforehand?
Yeah, yeah.
About sex, whatever.
Yeah.
And one of the guys, in fact, multiple guys, said something about, I wish I knew what I'm tired or I have a headache means. And now here's the thing. The thing that's weird
my
about that is
goodness.
I think that maybe that's an excuse that wives use frequently, but maybe because it's actually true.
It is true. Wives aren't just making that up. Now you might have your couple of wives that's doing that because they don't want to
Right,
with you,
right.
and, with that person.
Right.
But normally we are telling the
They
truth.
tired. So here's my question to
Always
you then.
tired.
Yeah. So here's my
Because
question
we're
to you.
always going.
Yes.
And see, let me tell you one thing about women.
Okay.
And I am not trying to say that there are not men that do several chores that women can pick up on and do some chores.
I'm going to ask you about
we're
that
gonna go there in a second.
Yes.
But
yes.
the reason why women are more tired is because our brains are constantly going.
Yes.
And when you do brain work, you're tired. And we really put our brain in like it's not a part of the body. We make it like the brain is not like the heart and like the other parts of the body that are important. We make it like that's the case. So mental health, we don't believe that we're stressed, that kind of stuff, that stress can actually cause you to have physical pain and physical ailments. We don't believe that.
Right.
Because we can't really see it.
Right. It's hard to connect those dots.
Right. And
Yeah.
when you go out and you work out and you have big weights and you're doing all this cardio or whatever, you're like, okay, I see why that person's tired.
Right.
They just ran,
Right.
20 miles.
Right.
Okay, I get
Right.
it.
Yeah.
They just lifted,
Right.
50 pounds.
Right.
I get it.
Yeah.
But
But
in the
invisible brain work doesn't seem like that should make you tired.
Exactly.
Right.
But it actually works your brain. My students, when I give them something they have to think hard about, they're exhausted afterwards.
At the end of the day.
They're exhausted. And
Yeah.
they didn't even move.
Right.
And I'm saying it's because the brain moving and doing that several things, multitasking, multi-thinking, causes exhaustion.
Okay.
And
so
women multi-think and multitask
I agree
all
with
the
that.
time.
I agree with that.
Okay.
All right. Now, there are some situations in which this is flipped. We have close friends and family members. I can think of two right now who are stay-at-home dads.
That's true.
And in one
And
case,
they feel
have
like
two,
they're doing everything.
Yes, in one case
Yeah.
they have two little kids. In another case, they have three girls. And shout out to Brian. And
Yes.
and I would dare say that those gentlemen probably feel exactly the way you felt when John and Julia were small. Because I think it's a
I don't
feature.
think it's a man.
I don't know if it's a man-woman thing. I think it's been a woman thing.
Yes.
Based on the fact that stereotypically the
Right.
women are the one doing this.
Right.
But in the case where we have our friends, shout out to Clamore, who are, stay-at-home dads.
I love that, by the way.
I do too.
So much.
I bet I need Clamore and Brian in the comments right now just
You know
to
what?
say,
We should
you know what I'm
have
saying?
them on the show.
We should have them on the
Okay,
show.
we should have them
Actually,
on.
babe, that's what we're doing.
Yes, we're going to call
Because
them.
they
We're
used to have,
calling
I don't know
them.
if they still have it, but they had a podcast. I don't know if they still do it.
Was it?
It was a
Who?
stay-at-home. Clamore and Brian had a podcast together about being
I didn't know
stay-at-home
it was
dads.
them too.
Yeah.
We are having them on the
Yeah,
show.
we need to.
We're calling them tonight.
You're right.
Okay.
Well, they're not going to be
Yes.
on here tonight, but we're calling
No, I'm saying we're calling them tonight.
Yes. Anyway, shout out to both of them.
Yes.
Here's what I want to know, though. I'm saying if it is the same kind of idea, would you think? I know the answer to it already. It's kind of just a rhetorical question, but
Yeah.
do you think this same thing works for them? That if their wives
Of course.
were to practice chore
Of
play sometimes,
course.
that this would turn
Definitely.
their husbands on?
And I think the wives do.
They probably
Shout
do.
out to my girls, Anna and
And Kasha.
Kasha. Okay, because I know that they are not ones that are just,
Right.
I know that they
Yeah.
do a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're working full time.
Correct.
So,
Yes.
and then they come home and they are moms and
Yes.
wives.
Yes.
And they are excellent at it.
Right.
So I know that, you have some who are not doing that. So those who aren't, if you pick up some of the chores, I definitely think that it makes a difference. I
So
definitely think it
so the
brings
point
on.
is, it goes both ways.
It makes you want to reward that person.
Yes. So this is not strictly a gender-based thing.
It isn't, but we do see it like that.
Right.
I'm talking about as a country or just as a society. Let
Yeah,
me
I
say
think
that.
so. I
As
think
a
so.
society, and I think that's moving away, though.
I agree.
I think that's moving away.
Yeah.
But I do think some people still feel that way, but I do think it's moving away
So
big time.
so before we go to our word of the day, because that's going to explain a little bit more, we need to just say that chore play is the real deal. If you don't believe us, just try it, and you're going to find that it's going to impact libido. And it's not just because the person is less tired and now has the energy to do things with you.
Right.
It's also that
It builds
level
that intimacy.
Yes, that level of feeling seen. It's not just
feeling seen.
it's not just
Oh
the
my
love.
goodness.
It's
No.
like you see
It's
me.
like you see me.
You recognize what I'm
see
doing.
That I'm doing all this and that I needed or I could use a hand.
Exactly.
Yes.
And here's the other thing about it. Especially when you're home doing a lot of stuff here, oftentimes the person that gets to go out and be in the real world,
Right.
now I feel some kind of way because I'm just stuck here all the time and you saw me?
Exactly.
Oh my goodness. That's
Yeah.
like a serious turn on.
Right. But I think that's the case for if, even with me working full time and you working full time.
True.
Because it's like, wow, you see me.
Right.
And we're gone working
Yes.
all day.
Yes.
And we come back
Yep.
and you see that I needed this or I needed that. I
Right.
needed you to just pick up and do the dinner tonight.
Right.
Those
right.
kinds of things.
Even though it was your day or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or cleaning the kitchen
Right.
or something like that.
Let's hit that word of the day, babe.
Okay, word of the day.
Look how deep your voice is because of your coffee.
I know.
I want to say this one. You ready? Here's the word of the day. I chose it. Equitable distribution.
Equitable distribution. I like saying that.
Equitable distribution.
Equitable distribution.
Now, this is going to seem weird because those of you that know this word, this term,
Yes.
you probably know that this term comes from the world of divorce litigation.
Right.
And how is it that we're going to bring up this word here? Well, here's what it means, and this is
Yes.
why we chose it.
Yes.
It's the distribution of marital assets by the court, and I'm going to skip down, to produce a fair but not necessarily equal division of the property.
Yes.
Equitable
Fair,
distribution.
But not
Fair but not equal. Yeah. Okay, so here's what we're really saying.
Okay.
We are saying that if couples decide to get into more of an equitable distribution of the chores around the house, they can actually stave off divorce. And they can raise their intimacy level to the next level.
Right, but as you can see, equitable distribution.
Yes.
I say that right.
Yes.
Does not necessarily mean equal division.
It doesn't necessarily mean equal, but it does mean fair.
Yes, equal,
Right.
but it does mean fair.
Exactly.
Right.
So it's not
But
like
when
we're
you-
saying you have to have 5 and I have to have 5,
Exactly.
and then
That's my point.
Yeah, yeah.
But what I'm saying is, it's funny because when you feel like something is done in a fair way, like
Yes.
this is fair,
Yes.
you're gonna feel really good about it.
It makes you feel much
It
better
makes you
about
feel
it.
much better
Yes.
about it, and then you're happier.
Right. That's
you
true.
know?
I agree.
Look, this thing is real.
It's real.
And it has been tested, it has been studied, and that chore play thing is for real. And I'm specifically saying, men,
Yeah.
it has been specifically statistically
Yeah.
researched
Yeah.
that men
Uh-huh.
who participate in chore play
Uh-huh.
actually get more sex.
Bada bing. So I'm saying it's got to be equitable. And when you start thinking of it that way, think about dividing your chores equitably. Equitable
Yes.
distribution of the chores. So it's not about necessarily 5 and 5, but it is about making sure this is fair.
This is fair.
So it's not just one person who has to do everything themselves all the time.
Exactly.
That's going to make a difference. And I'm telling you now, it's going to increase your intimacy.
It is, and that's
Big
the whole
time.
thing. That's that total intimacy there.
Exactly right.
Okay? That total intimacy.
So we have our boot camp that you can join right now, bootcamp.justjohnapril.com. If you want to get your intimacy level up
yes,
right now,
your total intimacy.
join us for our boot camp. And I'm telling you, you're not going to be disappointed. We have these live coaching calls that we do every week.
Those
that
are the best.
amazing. They
They're the
actually
best.
literally change the way you're able to do what you do in your relationship. You can ask us direct questions and we coach you right then.
Yes.
In real time. It's beautiful.
It is.
So check it out. bootcamp.justjohnandapril.com. Get your total intimacy up. We'll deal with the 4 pillars there.
That's right.
And start tonight with Choreplay.
That's right. Start tonight. You know, when you watch stuff like this, you have to implement it immediately.
Right away.
You really
exactly.
should.
Do that,
and then
do
you
that,
get
do
those
that,
results,
that.
man.
Yeah, man.
Those positive results.
All right, y'all. We're going to see y'all next week where we get number 4 of the 4 pillars of total intimacy. While April gets it over here. Oh, my goodness, babe. You're such a yes. Bye, y'all.